Welcome to Global Finance Advising's class number 6. This is Nigel Smith with you, and today we're going to talk about reducing your risk while trading the Forex. When you trade, you're going to be looking at the charts and analyzing the charts based off of the system that we've provided for you. That is the technical research. There is also fundamental research that you'll also be doing. Technical analysis and fundamental analysis go together like yin and yang. There are times where you'll be following along in the currency pair that you've chosen, and you can see that the currency is on a downward movement. And all of a sudden, there's this major spike in your stochastics, or you may even be able to see it in your Japanese candlesticks. Now, these spikes can be caused by macro events that occur in the market. And the way that you're going to analyze this is by looking at the charts. And so the first thing that you're going to do is find a currency that you want to trade. So let's say you're trading the Aussie dollar as a major currency. And if you notice that all of a sudden you find a major divergence in your currency, it may be due to one of the major central banks having some issues. We're going to show you how to find out whether your central bank for your particular currency that you're trading is experiencing some particular issues. What we're looking at right now is the Aussie dollar. And the Aussie dollar in early November of 2013, their central bank devalued their currency and it had a major divergence. Now, you want to make sure that this is happening in all of its major currency pairs, including the Aussie dollar versus New Zealand dollar, Aussie dollar versus United States dollar, Aussie dollar versus Canadian dollar. If it's happening in all their currency pairs, then you can know that there's something going on. So this is a major divergence with the Aussie dollar versus New Zealand dollar. This is the Canadian dollar, Aussie dollar versus the Canadian. And in that same time frame, there was this major drop going on. And this is the Great British Pound versus the Aussie dollar. Now, the Great British Pound is in front, so the Great British Pound experienced a great movement on the way up in that same time period of early November through December. And that's because the Great British Pound is first. And so that's why it's going up rather than down. But here in the Aussie dollar versus the US dollar, there again in November, there was a major divergence. So before you place your trades and you want to go from a 1K trade to a 10K trade and up your stake in the currency pair, you want to check the news through Bloomberg.com. And the way you go about that is you'll type the currency, let's say it is the Aussie dollar. And as I type, I see all these different places where I can go. So I'm going to go to news and look at the Aussie dollar. And I'm going to do some research. I want to read about the Aussie dollar before I up my stake in the trade and read about all the different options that there are and read about all the different currency movements that are happening. And what I'm really looking for is something that is going on in their central bank. So I'm reading, I want to get to know my currency, know what kind of movements are happening based off of the news. And again, what I'm looking for is a major announcement by the federal bank of whatever particular currency I'm trading. So you'll go about 3 pages, 4 pages back. Now, before what we were looking at was the major divergence, the major breakout going in a particular direction when the Aussie bank decided to devalue their currency after the mining boom was coming to an end. So another example of that is the Japanese yen had a very similar divergence not too long ago. Now, this is not going to happen every week, every month. It's something that you just really want to look out for. So while researching, look for information that might set off your chosen trade. Repeat the process for each currency you're trading. Keep up to date with the trading currency pairs. Do quick fundamental research each week to make sure there are no changes.